Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be kind of talking and replying to some comments on past videos. I love doing these and it's been I think at least a week or two since I've done this. So get ready to sit down and chat with me. Let's go. If you like fragrance chats, if you like fragrance videos and reviews, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I try and put out new videos Monday through Friday, and I'm currently doing a 25 days of fragrance where I share with you an exciting advent calendar where each day there's a new fragrant treat. These videos where I sit down and talk, I like to do because there's a lot of comments and sometimes I don't have enough time to answer comments. I try 2 to 3 times a week to sit down for an hour or two and answer comments. Some comments I feel deserve more conversation, more an in-depth discussion, and just sometimes there are theme of comments that I see in a video that instead of answering the same question like 6 times or 10 times, I'll just answer it in this video. So we had a lot of comments, so what I'm going to try and do is answer as many as possible, and yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. So the first comment we're going to get into is from Sue Graham, and this was on my Ula Rouge, the Christian Siriano review that I did, talking about it being a clone or a copycat of Baccarat Rouge 540. Sue Graham says, what do you think of Dua for their own of this? Do you think that it's the very best clone for Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum? Thanks for this review. So I think the Dua clone Casino Royale is a fantastic, one of the best clones for Baccarat Rouge 540. And I talk about this story a bunch because it is a great example for me to tell you how good of a clone it is. I have a huge love for Baccarat Rouge. I have the body oil, I have the hair mist, I have the extrait, I have the Eau de Parfum. I am a huge lover of Baccarat Rouge. And whenever I smell the different clones, I like to see how they're either super similar or different to Baccarat Rouge, and each one will be a little bit different in its own way. There is only one dupe that has ever confused me upon blind sniff, and that is a few years ago. I believe it was in 2017. I was invited to go to an event. I couldn't believe that somebody actually invited me to go to an event. It was for Guerrilla Perfumes, and they brought a bunch of some bloggers and some YouTubers. Sebastian from Smelly Great Fragrance Reviews when I went, and Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. And Carlos and I were going to meet because I came in a day earlier, so I was buying some stuff from Neiman Marcus there, and then we were going to go have lunch there. And Carlos, I was already there. He had taken an Uber or Lyft, I forget which one he took, I don't think it really matters to the story, had come to meet me at Neiman Marcus so that we could go have lunch. And I gave him a hug and I was like, I know what you're wearing, because it smelled identical to Baccarat Rouge. And he was like, no you don't. He was wearing Casino Royale from Dua Parfum, or from Dua Fragrances, or I don't know the name practically. And it was so close. It smelled almost identical, and it tricked me. And I have a good experience with smelling Baccarat Rouge and clones and dupes and things like that, and I was really shocked that it was so close. So for my personal opinion, from the ones that I've tried, and I've tried a bunch and I did a video on it, and if you'd like to know, I'll link it below. I think personally that Dua has probably the best, closest clone or dupe to Baccarat Rouge 540, the Eau de Parfum, not the extrait, than pretty much any of the other ones out there. So yeah, that is my thought. Now, people have real feelings with Dua fragrances. I only own 4 Dua fragrances. One of them's Casino Royale, and they were all given to me or swapped. So I haven't ever purchased a Dua fragrance. I don't have any relationship with Dua, but I will say that Casino Royale, completely unbiased and blind sniffing, is probably the best, or one of the best dupes or clones for Baccarat Rouge 540. So this next comment is from a very old video from when I did a first impressions of Dama Rose from Xerjoff, and it's from my dear Elizabeth. I love her comments, and she says, I have Richwood and it's just about the most beautiful scent ever created. It's worth any penny I need to add to my Xerjoff collection. I don't own Richwood. but Richwood is on, and if you guys want a wish list video, I'll be more than happy to do it. Richwood is on my must buy lists. It is, in my opinion, as somebody who loves woody aromatic fragrances, one of the best, if not the best, fragrances from Xerjoff with a very woody kind of center to it. And I know a lot of people love their ouds and their musks and their fruits and florals. I mean, Xerjoff really is a gorgeous house, and I think that they're one of the houses that you really can smell the quality and the luxury to it. A lot of people collect Xerjoff. A lot of people are really interested in Xerjoff for a lot of reasons, and I find that that house just in general is a quality house. I don't have a problem blind buying Xerjoff because I trust the quality. That doesn't mean that I can't be wrong sometimes. And I think the issue I had with Damarose, and I haven't tried it in a very long time, was that it didn't have the best longevity. But Richwood is just fantastic. It's so beautiful. It smells quality, it smells luxurious, it smells sexy, it smells appropriate for a variety of different scenarios or different events. So it can be worn casually, it can be worn formally, it can be worn year round. It is just one of the best fragrances from Xerjoff, period. I really enjoy it. The reason why I haven't added it to my collection yet is because I have a lot of fragrances that kind of mimic what Richwood is, and so I've been trying to fill different holes in my collection for the higher end luxury scents. So from Xerjoff, I need to get Alexandria. So I have a bunch of other Xerjoff fragrances that I need to add to my collection first, but Richwood is definitely on my must buy list. It is just absolutely fantastic. So I agree, it is beautiful. It's one of the best, near level, or if not a masterpiece fragrance, my personal opinion. And I really like people talking about how good it is, because I don't see a lot of people really talk about Richwood, and Richwood is just so magnificent. So this is on my Which is Better video. The Sol de Janeiro is the parfum better than the body mist. And if you guys don't remember, it's literally in every capacity the body mist, unless you're wearing it to bed, then wear the perfume. The body mist is just incredible. And Myrma asks, so you recommend the mist more than perfume in the video, but I would like to ask you, what is better and more lasting, the mist or the cream? This is actually a great question. So I have been using the Bum Bum cream for years. I love the way it smells. It smells so delicious and sexy, and anyone who raves about the scent, I think I can understand the hype around that particular fragrance. Especially if you love gourmands, it's really hard to find kind of like a nutty gourmand, but the pistachio in there is just incredible with the salted caramel and the vanilla. It's just really, really, really sexy. Now for me, the mist and the cream, it really is going to depend on what you want from it. The body mist and the cream, in my opinion, on my skin, the smell of the body cream doesn't last as long as the mist. So if you are only looking for longevity, I would say go for the mist over the cream. However, the body butter, the body cream, the Bum Bum cream, like I love body creams, body butters, lotions. I have tons. I spend a fortune on them. I've got like 2 backup bottles of the La Mer. Those are like, I think like $200 or $300 a piece. I forget how much they are. They are pricey. They're very expensive, but I love them and I love the way it smells. But I've always loved the Bum Bum cream. So what I like about the Bum Bum cream and the fragrance in the Bum Bum cream is it stays on your skin. It's not going to smell out. It doesn't have projection, it doesn't have sillage, but it really scents your skin in such a really sexy way, in a very intimate way. It just is like you're embracing a lover, you're talking with a crush, and they're coming up close to you and they can kind of smell it on your skin. It's kind of like a treat for the people that are intimate with you. They can smell and experience that, and it leaves your skin so soft, and it also tightens the skin a little bit, which I really love. So I am just, when it comes down to an experience of what Sol de Janeiro is and as a brand, I would say The body butter is great because you get that beautiful, delicious, sexy smell, and you get this really fantastic body butter, body cream. And for the price, it is a pricier cream, but it does a great job and it has a really sexy smell to it. But if you're only looking for a fragrance, if that is the only thing you're worried about, if you're not worried about a body lotion or you have another body lotion that you love, I would say go for the mist. But I would say for a really fantastic experience of Sol de Janeiro, I would go for the body butter. But that fragrance you'll be able to smell, and maybe people like a foot away will be able to smell, but it's not gonna have like that same punchy impact that the body mist does. This next comment is from Diga Ope, I think, and it's on an older video. April fragrance favorites or favorite fragrances I did in 2018. I don't usually do monthly favorites anymore. If you guys would like me to do monthly favorites again, let me know below. And they comment, can men wear the ylang in gold? And the ylang in gold is from Mikolev. And I've talked about this before. Fragrance is genderless. So you can wear whatever you want. Fragrance and smell and colognes and aftershaves and perfumes and parfums, all that good stuff. That is you're presenting yourself to the world. You are choosing how you want to smell, and it's like wearing a shirt or wearing a pair of pants. And societally, marketing wise, there are ways that masculine fragrances are marketed and feminine fragrances are marketed, and there are certain compositions and smells that either of those smell like. So when I say this is a men's fragrance, it means that if you were to go to a fragrance counter, you would find it in the men's section, or the same thing with women's fragrance. It doesn't mean that only men can wear it and only women can wear it. And when you wear a fragrance, it doesn't, if you're a man wearing a woman's scent, and this is something I kind of want to get into in a different video, but I really want to kind of get my thoughts about it. If you're a man and you're wearing a woman's scent, it doesn't in any way affect your sexuality. It doesn't affect your gender, nothing like that. Scent is like wearing a color shirt that you love. I remember when pink came back into, a lot of men started wearing pink, and there were some people who just couldn't get their minds around guys wearing pink. And it's a women's color. It's like, who decided that? Who decided that this is a man's color and this is a woman's color? You know, like, let people just express themselves however they are comfortable and they are confident. But I also understand that marketing wise, when it comes down to scents, the reason why these fragrances are marketed to men is because most of the people who purchase these types of fragrances are men. And most of the fragrances that these people purchase are women. So you see, it makes sense marketing wise to market to the obvious, the gender that's gonna, you're gonna purchase this gift for, or they're gonna purchase for themselves. You make more money that way. It's marketing. But that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with only preferring to wear fragrances marketed to men or fragrances marketed to women if you're a woman or you're a man. It's completely up to you. So, again, just what fragrance you decide to wear isn't going to, isn't going to make you change your sexuality, change your sexual preferences. It's not going to change your idea of who you are gender-wise. It's not. It doesn't affect that whatsoever. Just like, if a man decides to wear a pink shirt or a woman decides to wear men's trousers, it doesn't change any aspect of who you are, your sexual preference or your gender or anything like that. So fragrance can be worn by anyone. It can be worn by any time. You can do whatever you want. But to answer this specific question, is ylang in gold? Does it smell like a fragrance that would be marketed towards a man? No. It is a very sweet, kind of crystalline, kind of milky white floral. It doesn't smell like a fragrance that would be marketed to men, although it is more unisex, but leaning towards the more, trends that you find in women's fragrances. However, I love the way that this fragrance smells. I think it smells sexy. I think it smells uplifting. I think it smells happy. I think it smells exotic. It smells like a vacation or some like delicious dessert. And if I like the way that that smells, I would love my partner to smell like that. So I think if a man can wear this, it depends on the individual. How do you like to smell? How do you feel the most confident? How do you feel the most sexy? How do you want to present yourself to the world in regards to how you smell? If you are the type of person where you're not comfortable wearing fragrances that smell like they would be marketed to women, I would say Ylang Gold isn't going to be the fragrance for you, and there is nothing wrong with that. But if you're the type of person that doesn't care what side of the fragrance counter you purchase fragrances from, I think a man could definitely rock this. I think this would smell really sexy, especially in the summer. This would be fantastic. So again, it completely depends on you. It depends on, again, how you want to present yourself to the world. You're the only person's opinion that really matters in that regard. But it does smell like a fragrance that you would find on a women's fragrance aisle rather than a men's, if that's what you're asking. But I personally think it would be very sexy on anybody. It's a beautiful scent. This next question I actually answered when she asked, but I kind of wanted to end this video on this question because it's kind of unique to where I live, and I kind of want to, I've talked about this before a little bit. So it's from Mara B, and it was on my my more recent Mason Francis Xerjoff fragrance collection video, and she asked, how do ouds work in South Florida weather? I live in Naples. Now, when I was talking to her, or when I mentioned it to her, I said try most of the ouds from Francis Xerjoff. They are great. And what I also said, first you have to like oud. Not everybody likes oud, and that's fine. Oud is a very kind of trendy ingredient in the West, a note in the West, composition in the West. And I find that if you want an oud that is going to be a little bit more appropriate for very hot and humid climate, you either have to go with a very strong oud, like a very true to oud, like a real oud, or you have to find an oud that's aromatic and light. I find the fragrances that are kind of like in the middle, like not a true real oud fragrance, but using oud to kind of mimic these more like kind of robust compositions, I find that their other notes can be a little heavy and they get kind of muddy in hot and humid climate. But when you find some of these, I would say, I don't know if I'm correct, but the more like Middle Eastern compositions where they really use real oud in a true way, and it is very powerful and it is very strong and it can be very challenging. Those fragrances are designed for very hot climates, and they're designed to be powerful and present and work in those climates. So even though you might smell them and be like, oh my gosh, this is really strong and heavy, they actually work beautifully in really hot and humid climates, or dry climates too. They work well. Then the middle ones, were some of these kind of like Western or European fragrance houses, which are creating outstanding, and I mean outstanding, beautiful fragrances, utilizing oud in a very kind of fantastic and artisanal way. I find that their compositions can be a little too heavy to be worn properly in hot and humid climates. So I find that they smell muddy, or they can smell a little too heavy, and they kind of are like a little bit too thick, and not in a way that's kind of invigorating or exciting. And I think that, you know, some of those might not work. And then there's the more kind of aromatic ouds, like the type of lighter, more not so heavy, but they still have that beautiful power of oud on the skin, like a lot of Francis Xerjoff's oud. Or another great example is Oud for Great, and it's from Initio Parfums. I find that to be a fantastic oud scent to wear, especially in hot and humid climates. It's great. So it really depends on where you live. It really depends on what your definition of an oud scent is, because I know a lot of people like the idea of oud, and then when they smell like real oud, it is very powerful, it is very challenging, it is very exciting to smell. And it can smell barnyardy, it can smell a little fecal, very animalic, and if houses really embrace that and move forward with it, it's really cool, and you can get some really beautiful, amazing compositions, especially when you start to really appreciate that's the way that it smells. And then there are people that tame that oud, and then those are the houses that I find to be, maybe it's a little too much for humid and hot Florida climate, because it is tropical climate where we live. But then there's the people that kind of create oud in a way that's not so much taming it, but using it in a way to create different compositions. So taming an oud, in my opinion, to kind of tame that barnyardy, fecal mentality feeling that it sometimes can have, not all of them, but that a lot of people who aren't familiar with oud, they kind of associate real oud with. I find that people tame it with things like rose or vanilla or resins or incenses. Patchouli is a great one. And those compositions come together and they create something really powerful, really beautiful, but really hard to wear in tropical climates. But then you have fragrances where they kind of are embracing oud, but they're not trying to tame it, but they're trying to make it more ethereal and lighter and aromatic. And those are the ones that I find to be really good to wear in hot and humid climate. Again, Initio Parfums, Oud for Greatness is fantastic. I like Oud from Maison Francis Kirkdon, Satin Mood, Silk Mood, those are great scents. Stay away from Cashmere Mood or Velvet Mood if you can get your hands on those anymore. Those are very strong and very specific. Not everyone likes those. I particularly do, and I have absolutely no problem with people thinking that they are horrible. But if you're looking for a good oud scent to wear in Florida in tropical climates, I would try Francis Kurkdon's, I would try Initio fragrances. I would probably stay away from Montal or Mancera scents in the beginning, maybe get samples of them or decants to try, because some of those are really powerful and extremely beautiful scents, but they can get a little lost, a little heavy, or be a little muddy in tropical climates. But it all depends on you, your nose, how you like to smell and things like that. So that's just my opinion on tropical climates and oud scents, specifically, personally. I'm using wrong words. We're ending this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like these sit-down chit-chat videos. I greatly enjoy doing them. So I do hope you enjoyed me answering these questions. If you have any specific questions, really, let me know in the comment section below. I'll make sure to check them out. And again, thank you guys so much for sitting through another long chit-chatty video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love seeing this channel grow, and I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I will see you next time. Bye.